Well, it was a bold pick last week that didn't quite pan out, but guess what? I'm doing it again this week. My underdog pick is a guy who's not even playing a kicker, and that's Adam. Look, I checked out his bench. He really doesn't have anybody that's worth dropping to pick up a kicker. And the fact is he's only projected to lose by 6 points right now, so not having a kicker may not be that big of a deal. He went out and grabbed Nick Foles in free agency after losing Aaron Rodgers to an injury. Nick Foles put up 7 touchdowns last week, so who knows what this guy's capable of. He still has Antonio Brown and Victor Cruz, who at the end of the day are big names who can put up big numbers. On the other side, though, he is facing Cam. Cam won the whole thing last year, can't seem to buy a win this year. He's one of those teams that just seems to always find a way to lose, even though he's got big names like Tony Romo, Wes Welker, and Calvin Johnson. So, even though Adam's coming on a 4-game losing streak, I think he's going to break it this week, pulling off the underdog, pulling off the upset, and unfortunately, Cam, I just don't think it's going to happen for you this year. Well, guys, it was another big week of football, but it was also another big week for injuries as the Green Bay Packers lost their starting quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Also, that means Adam loses his starting quarterback. Now, look, he's got a busted collarbone. He could be out for a few weeks. He could be out for the rest of the season. Who knows? But you guys can rest easy because your commissioner has done some scouting reports and found 3 very viable options at quarterback. So, Adam, pay attention. Green Bay Packers, feel free to start taking notes. Here's your first pick. Shane Falco, the Washington Sentinels. Look, he may have had a great college career, but couldn't quite pull it off in the big one. Nobody knew if he had that clutch gene until he got his second chance. He came in, kind of struggled at first, but then put it all together at the end and led the Washington Sentinels to the playoffs.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Number 2, the Mox, Jonathan Moxon of the West Canaan Coyotes, bringing his high-octane oop-de-oop offense to the NFL. Things could get crazy. Look, this kid reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. He's got a cannon for an arm, and if he needs to, he can run the ball far and he can run the ball fast. So guess what, Green Bay Packers, if you're looking for a nice Aaron Rodgers replacement, look no further than Jonathan Moxon.
Oop-de-oop, give me a break.
And number 3, Junior Floyd of the Little Giants. Look, this kid can throw everything from footballs to toilet paper, and he can throw them pretty far because he's got a heck of an arm. He led the ragtag group of Little Giants to a victory over the Pee Wee Cowboys, something nobody expected to ever happen. He did it while running complex plays, such as the annexation of Puerto Rico, so we know that he can handle the complications of an NFL playbook. And as we all know, he may put up crazy stats every single game, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna lose. But that still leaves one time.
One time.
So there you have it, guys. My top 3 picks for replacements for Aaron Rodgers. Look, I don't know if we can actually find any of these guys, see if Jonathan Moxon finally graduated from Brown University, or if we can possibly drag Shane Falco off of his boat. Who knows? I have no idea what Junior Floyd's up to. Last time I saw her, he was cheating death. But anyways, look, if we can't find any of these guys, I got 2 honorable mentions, and that is Sunshine, Ronnie Bass, and Willie Beeman. We've got former roommates doing battle this week in the matchup of the week as Ryan takes on Ross. Now, Ross has absolutely been dominating this league. He's only got 1 loss so far this year. But the fact of the matter is, he finds himself the underdog this week because Ryan is coming off of his bye week. Literally his entire team's bye week, which was last week. He's got Peyton Manning, Eric Decker, Demaryius Thomas all back, along with Frank Gore at the running back position. Ross, on the other hand, Matt Ryan's kind of been struggling. He's going against that tough Seattle defense. Andre Johnson went absolutely crazy last week. You wonder if he can continue that kind of a trend. I think this is going to be a big week for Ryan. He's going to need this win, bring himself up to that 500 record, because the fact of the matter is I honestly believe that a team with a losing record will make the playoffs. So if Ryan can keep himself around that 500 mark, maybe a game over, guarantees him a playoff spot, guarantees him a shot at the big trophy. Well, guys, just as a heads up, the trade deadline is coming up next week, Friday, November 15th. So if you're looking to make any big moves, you got to start making them now. And look, I'm not here to call out any specific team or any particular manager on what they may or may not need for their team. But just as a general, who knows, maybe your QB got hurt and you need a new QB. Might want to make that trade. Maybe you're in last place and you're looking to move on up in the world. Might want to make that trade. Maybe you're the team that won the whole thing last year, but can't seem to put together a win this year. You might want to make that trade. Look, again, I'm not trying to call out anybody specific. I'm just throwing out rash generalizations that, off the top of my head. Like, for instance, multiple injuries. Maybe you've been dealing with injuries all year long and you're looking to kind of solidify your lineup. Maybe you happen to be in first place and you're just looking to make moves to improve your chances in the playoffs. Or maybe your entire team consists of players all from one specific team and you want to diversify. Or, yeah, I don't know, you're on the cusp of that number 6 spot and you want to make moves to try and solidify yourself a spot in the playoffs. I don't know, you got a high draft pick, maybe not performing as well as you had hoped. Again, I'm not here to call out anybody specific on things that you need to improve on. These are just off the top of my head. I mean, maybe you're just dealing with inconsistent wide receivers who can't seem to put up numbers on a regular basis that get you wins. I don't know. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this week's Commissioner's Note. Don't forget, that trade deadline is coming up, so if you got moves to make, now is the time to make them. And look, Irwing, I'm playing you again this week. I played you in week 1. We made a bet for a 6-pack, and I owe you 6 of some kind of shitty pumpkin beer. I don't know. Anyways, look, I'm going to get it to you. I know I've tried. We've just can't seem to get our schedule straightened out. But look, if you want to go double or nothing this week, I'm more than willing to do that. Until then, as you can see, I got a puzzle to finish. We'll see you guys next week.